we had a short on how the happiest looking people are not the most depressed. This only happens to the emotionally unaware person. I had to use the unaware, but it's not just unaware. It's unaccountable, it's non-mature, it's a human being who's not learning about getting good therapy for the attachment and trauma information is all over there. I know about studies because I joined courses and they mention how social media and people on it, the depressed thing, but not all people who smile are depressed. I've heard this my entire life. Now I get to explain why some of us, the emotionally mature human being, I'm a master of my emotions, I'm a master of my mind. I actually laugh when people say you can't know your subconscious. Really? You're not in my brain, are you? And I'm pretty sure you're not in my body, and I'm a differentiated self. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. So my whole 3-year-old heart never lost the joy of life. And every time I've smiled, and any time I smile, I'm 44, I still get, you must be depressed inside. No, not really, but I do have emotions. But then again, I have a window of welcome to them. So let me explain what that means in attachment and trauma forms, because it's not a special gift. I'm also 5D mystic, and that means I have downloads and clairs. I'm clairsentient, I'm clairvoyant. Oh, and getting to the enlightenment soul age group, you can. It's easy. Its emotions are not hard. But I am a 1-year-old attached panicky, my own grown-up version. Again, not a special gift, but it seems people don't think, let me think, do they? Because I see a lot of people going to drink after a stressful day, or to go fuck, or to go do drugs, or any of that, which I see in movies. So I'm wondering, is it really that the happiest people are depressed, or is it that people don't learn about how to get actually happy inside or out? Which, inspiring human potential. I get to share with you what it's like to have an infinite higher human consciousness potential experience, and I'm 44. Took me, I consistently chose inner and outer well-being. Thank you, Mother. That's because I consistently got not only a child-centric environment, so I did not have to reparent myself. No, I had a very good parent. I still have a good parent. She still treats me like her child, which is fair and square because she's my mother. And she's always about moderation. And there you go, equanimity, the land of neutrality, which is what is all about the advanced place of the inner growth mindset. But there are people who think mindset doesn't mean anything. They ignore that the chit chatter actually matters when emotions come up. I remember being a teenager. I remember all of my heartbreaks. Yes, I'm not dying. I remember also acknowledging backstabbers, and I'm like, yep, nobody stabbed me. It's a figure of speech. So this one's going to be a lot of passion as I maintain the stance of Shiva and remind myself, Maria, you overflow with humanity. It's integration of the brain. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. It's not smarter because of a genius. It's smarter because I use my higher social engagement system with no trauma charges. So I'm an unflappable, securely attached, differentiated, actually self-empowered woman. And when I see women who are not self-empowered and they're yelling about their shadow self or spirit guides or making them go, I think of structural dissociation and window of tolerance. And I think of all the therapists that have told me, Maria, it's not your place. You can't have them know that they need good therapy, because the adaptive child, the 16-year-old who thinks the world is unfair, is on that looking for bystanders to take their side, which is why they end up with Peter Pans and the Lost Boys, and they're on the Elsa journey. Yes, so they don't figure out they have an ego self like teenagers I met, or the people who moved into grown-up land and didn't really grow up. They continue to go drink, fuck, do drugs, and actually the Pinocchios with ears and tails walking around don't make me smile. But when somebody says online that the happiest looking people are the most depressed, and it's like, this is a myth. It's fake, it's false. Because some of us have restorative embodiment. It means that I know what my body is speaking because I'm not pretending to feel good. I don't on accountability, on awareness, all that. Yeah, I know how to, oh, look, equanimity. Oh, yes, my heart. Did anybody know that sadness is the emotion to connect? So of course I'm going to get sad. I was 4 years old when I went home crying to my mother because none of the boys wanted to play with me. And then I got to get older and I was like, well, they don't know passion, because a clown face, it ain't passion. I'm just trying to get out of having to talk to you at a certain point, because I don't want to look at you with my eyes, because my eyes are going to be like, mirror to your soul, because I don't have any trauma charges. And that means that I'm looking at your inner child. And anytime your low self-esteem comes up, you're going to want to project it at me, and I know how to use my words, and I actually know because I'm in the smart part of my brain, and so I'm going to at a certain point not have much to say to you. But when people, again, so happiness, yes, depression. I use the word depressed as a 13-year-old because I liked to go to corners and sit in chairs, and I was like, that's definitely not my words. A 13-year-old doesn't know anything about depression. I'm sure somebody gave it to me. Also remember when I learned how to work out of my limbic system. Thank you, Tara Brock. She makes a great video. It's online for free for anybody who wants to get emotional mastery. Yes, 4D mystics, they continue thinking that they're anointed and special and that they've been given some cross to bear because of clairs. This is something completely limited. And a side note, again, woo-woo pseudoscience lady. Totally, but self-empowered, because integration of the brain, you can do it too. Come on over if you're interested. If you want to pretend to be happy, or go for the stereotypes of people that say anybody who's smiling is pretending, well, be my guest. There's plenty again of Peter Pans out there doing a great job at continuing to limit their own consciousness while they could be creating repairs of ruptures. That's right, that's what I was looking for. Where are you, Edtronic? Edtronic, he talks about how a little bit of ruptures is helpful because that's what's going to get your ventral vagal toning. Yeah, you hear people talking only about yoga, whether it's the demons don't come out of you, by the way. It's your trauma charges, but again, uneducated and uninformed people, or the ones who say, I don't believe in the trauma stuff. Yeah, they're hilarious. I love when I see somebody who does not talk about themselves as a flat earther. That's why, again, I'm a woo. I'm okay with the woo-ness because I know what I'm talking about. I also know where I can send you to get the information, and I also know you won't do that necessarily because, only a teenager is going to try and come around and prove their point. I'm not proving a point. I actually know what embodying happiness is, and I can't find my notes, but maybe it's in my lovely with Albert Einstein. Don't be around negative people because, they have a problem for every solution. People think that humans are broken. No, you're not broken, but you will have an inner child that will feel defective as long as you disregard going to reparent your own inner child with good therapy, like Patrick Teahan. Okay, so the people that do this, if a person is spending so much emotional capital on hating someone, there's a longing that is equally potent. That is how much that person's love might have meant to you. Kelly Wilson, and this one is from NICABM, left unchecked, resentment can swiftly take root and grow into chronic bitterness, anger, even hatred. So we will talk about one. A integrated brain is what I am, which you can be too. It's called flexible, adaptive, coherent, and energized. That's because since I can remember, I'm empowered to show up fully and completely for my 0-1-year-old and my 3 to 7. Because my mother, when I went to her crying because the boys didn't want to play with me, she said, Maria, you're very serious and you act like the mother of all. You want to sit them down and they want to go and have fun. And I'm now a grown up and apparently people are still thinking of me as serious. I know passion on the other hand, and I'm like, wow, I'm really enjoying life right now. And I know they could too. They could have this restorative embodiment, but hey, you got people who are making them think that any smile is going to be a depressed human being. Well, you could work with that, but I don't want to do personal development, or that's an asshole over there because, so you know the movies, right? Okay, so that's where that's at. People like to blame, shame, fault, and the revenge and resentment is all, unfortunately, low self-esteem people who could work on this, and then they could also go to good therapy, but they find that journaling and meditation is boring, and that's because they don't understand how to expand the window of tolerance they have. They are not interested in putting in the work. Patrick Teahan, I like his word, cowardice and emotional laziness. So I use the word unaware, but you're not going to be completely unaware. No, you're just going to be non-mature about it and allow yourself to pretend to smile and not do something and to follow crowd to get the people that are bystanders to take your side so you can feel special. The 0-1-year-old now has a group like the Flat Earthers. For us, it's different. So when in your face you get told, you just pretend to smile, which has happened more than once. It's like, no, I'm not, but I get it. You don't know how to handle your emotions, life, anything, and you don't want to go to therapy. And I don't need a therapist because I love life. I'm always on. In fact, it's really interesting when somebody who is of the field doesn't know how to be always on, or like an Enlightenment Soul Age group, when you see somebody who wants to be called a Zen master and then they talk about laundry, it's like, you don't know how to be always on? Wow, really? You don't know how to use this? I know exactly how to use this because relationships, they're awesome. Let's build secure connections together. Pachas. We got Cusco squirrels, all of it. And our smiles are real, not pretend, because emotions, they're emotions. And it's part of life.